Hello once more. In our previous videos, we looked at the history of third parties in the USA in both theory and practice. And in conclusion, well, I hate to be the guy who says this, but the prognosis for third parties here isn't good. Because of how our congressional election system is structured, third parties in the USA always fail to make it to the White House or even to get close. So what does that mean for you as a voter, a citizen, or an activist? The old saying that if you can't beat 'em, join 'em makes a lot of sense in this scenario. The best strategy for activists is to create your third party inside one of the big parties. My favorite historical example of this was the Mississippi Freedom Democratic Party, created during the height of the Civil Rights Movement in the 1960s. Students in Mississippi were risking their lives trying to register black voters as Democrats in 1964, but the state Democratic Party wouldn't acknowledge them, other than subjecting them to extreme white supremacist violence. So the civil rights workers created their own party and went to the Democratic National Convention of that year demanding to be seated instead of the all-white delegation from Mississippi. The Mississippi Freedom Democratic Party's delegates, led by Fannie Lou Hamer, didn't get everything they wanted at the convention, to put it mildly. But they served as a wake-up call to Democrats across the country, and a year later Congress passed a Voting Rights Act that forced the southern states to recognize and register black voters. More recently, insurgent movements within the Democratic and Republican parties have also had a big influence on current events. In 2010, thousands of Republican voters aligned themselves with the Tea Party movement, demanding lower taxes and smaller government across the country. Their presence supercharged the Republican Party's right wing and anticipated the rise of Donald Trump in 2016. Similarly, within the Democratic Party, Bernie Sanders' 99% campaign with its call for economic equality never got Sanders the Democratic nomination for president, but Sanders and his enthusiastic followers pushed some of the policies of the Democrats to the left and anticipated the amazing victory of Zoran Mamdani, who won the Democratic nomination for New York City's mayoral race earlier this year. Think of it this way. In countries with proportional elections where voters vote for parties, not individual candidates, smaller parties run for Congress, then join into big governing coalitions. But in countries like the United States, where candidates fight for first place in separate districts, the big parties are the coalitions. The question you need to be asking is how you can fit into our system and make your presence known.